Hey, are you a first-time real estate buyer? If yes, this video is for you, so stay tuned. Hey, good morning! This is Arreo, your licensed real estate broker, and welcome to Arreo Realty. In this channel, we do property reviews as well as giving insights, opinion, knowledge about real estate investment. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Today, we're going to cover the complete checklist when buying real property in the Philippines. Are you thinking on buying real property in the Philippines, be it for yourself or for investment? Here are the step-by-step process that will successfully guide you for your real estate investment. Step number 1. Do the research of your ideal property. So research the location. So location should be proximity to your workplace, proximity to your friends, proximity to your family to avoid any inconvenience. For example, the traffic, the rush hours. As we all know, Metro Manila is very traffic, so it is ideal to get a property in which proximity to of your workplace, friends, and family. So in that case, I would suggest getting a property within the townships. So township means you can live, you can work, you can play, you can learn. This is a kind of lifestyle that you will be experiencing within the township. There are lots of township within Metro Manila to choose from. There are township in Quezon City, Taguig, Pasay City, and all other areas within Metro Manila. So example, if you are working in aviation company, so therefore you are working in airport, right? So I would suggest getting a property within the proximity of your workplace, which is the airport. We will be using NAIA Terminal 3 as your workplace. In this case, I would suggest to get a property walking distance to NAIA Terminal 3. Ideal place is Newport City in Pasay. Why? Because this is just a walking distance. This is just in front of NAIA Terminal 3. You can just walk via Manila Runway, the overpass from NAIA Terminal 3 going to Newport City in Pasay. So next is to look for the project. So what project that you think that will make you feel comfortable to live with, okay? So you have to know the projects, you have to know the type of the bedrooms. So if you are alone, I think I would suggest getting studio units. If you are a couple, I would suggest getting 1 bedroom, or if you're a family, getting at least 2 bedroom and up. So know that the studio is around, if you're a first timer, know that the studio unit is around 23 square meters to 36 square meters. For a 1 bedroom, starts at 41 square meters to 47 square meters, and the 2 bedroom starts at 80 square meters as much as 100 square meters. And if you will not consider buying a condominium, if you are considering buying a house and lot, I would suggest a gated community or subdivision. Why? This is for the security of your family. There are a lots of gated subdivision anywhere in Manila, especially in Cavite area, Las Piñas, Alabang, Quezon City, Taguig, Pasay, and etc. When choosing a house, you have to consider if you are buying a single attached, single detached, townhouse, multi-level house, etc. It's for you to decide which type of these houses you're going to purchase. And of course, you have to know the price. I believe all the details of that particular properties are posted online. So kung magbabrowse ka lang online, you can see all the details na, the project, the location, the amenities, the vicinity map, the accessibility to school, offices, and etc. So that's step number 1 in getting a property. Step number 2, get a licensed real estate broker. It should be trustworthy, reliable, licensed real estate broker. Why? Because they know the legality of the transaction when it comes to real property investment. You can hire me if you want. I'm a licensed real estate broker. Step number 3 is to visit the actual property, be it condominium or house and lot. Get a home inspection. So ask your licensed broker to guide you to the property that you intend to check. So if it is condominium, you have to check what's in it for you. Meron bang lobby, or what is the orientation of the property that you are going to buy? Is it facing east, facing north, south, o west. So, most of my clients before, they prefer to buy east orientation. Why? Kasi it's a morning sun and alam naman natin pag morning sun medyo it's good for our health. So, at saka hindi mo kailangang mag-aircon. And then, you have a nice view, morning view. Unlike kasi kapag west, if your unit is facing west, you have to spend air condition kasi if you have this glass wall, kapag sunset kasi or afternoon sun, mainit ang araw. So, you need to have an air condition the whole day kapag ganyan. So, anyways, magkaiba naman ang likes ng mga buyers, but most of my clients before, they would rather buy units facing east. You have to know the monthly bills. You have to check also how much is the electricity per month, how much is the water bill that you're going to pay. You need to know how much is the association dues or homeowners association dues in the case of a house and lot. You have to know the real property tax that you are going to pay. Real property tax is paid annually, but for some administrations, building admin, they would rather collect this from their unit owners on a quarterly basis. So you have to know also the maintenance cost of your future property. Know your neighbors kasi hindi mo alam. You have to also to ask your broker kung sino yung neighbors mo, especially pagdating sa mga house and lot. Because I have a client before na bumili siya sa akin ng house and lot kasi yung kapitbahay nila is mga sa sobrang daming cars daw. So parang doon na nagpa-park sa harap nila, which is minsan nagagalit pa kasi tinatawag niya na alisin na daw yung car kasi nakaharang doon sa gate nila. So parang inconvenience on the part of the owner kapag ang mga kapitbahay mo is hindi mo kasundo. So you have to know your future neighbors kung sila ba mahilig sa video, okay? Baka hindi ka patulugin nila. So one of the things that you need to consider, you have to check during the ocular is to know who will be your future neighbors. You also have to know the subdivision rules and policy. For example, in the case of house and lot, so there are subdivision rules and policies that the outdoor interior of the house should be uniform to all of the houses within your community. So in that case, if you have something that you want to build in your home, you cannot do it by your own. Hindi mo siya magagawa sa gusto mong mangyari sa house mo. It's because of the limitation imposed by the admin rules and policy. Kasi may mga subdivision dito sa Alabang or meron doon sa Cavite na ayaw nila na mag-extend ka doon sa harap mo. Ayaw nilang magkaroon ng ibang color yung exterior mo. Ayaw nilang magkaroon ng ibang design yung roof mo or yung gate mo. So you have to know this one. Otherwise, kung hindi mo gusto yung property, you have to check other property that you feel na mas komportable ka at gusto mo yung isang property. Also, you have to know the facilities available in the amenities area. In the case of condominium, you have to check kung meron ba siyang lobby, kung meron ba siyang swimming pool, meron bang gym, meron ba siyang sauna, tennis, badminton court. Kasi the condominiums that we are selling are mostly high-end condominiums. So, yung binanggit ko, nandoon na siya halos lahat. So, meron kasing mga iba na gusto nilang may magandang sauna, may gusto nilang magandang spa. So, of course, we have it on our listings. You can check that one in our website at realty.com. You can also comment down below or call me for more information. Basically, binibenta naman namin is yung nasa prime location like Makati, BGC, Alabang, or Pasay, or anywhere within Metro Manila. So we can cater you with that kind of properties. Step number 4, due diligence on the documents. You have to verify the title. Is the title free from encumbrances? Is the seller the real owner of the property? In case of a land or lot, make sure that the property described in the title are the actual property that you are going to buy. You can do the plotting, you can ask your engineer, you can ask your licensed broker because brokers knows how to plot land or lot. Kasi tinuro ito sa amin during our schooling nung nag-aaral pa kami ng real estate broker or nung sa review din namin. Based on the feedback from my fellow brokers, meron kasi silang mga clients na pag ni-plot na nila yung lot, hindi siya yung lot should be square or rectangle. So dapat magko-close itong 4 na corner. Yung iba kasi hindi siya nagko-close. Or you have to know, doon pa lang sa title, makicheck mo na yung mukha ng property. Malalaman mo kung square ba siya, rectangular or corner lot ba siya by plotting the description on the title nakalagay. Next is to get a certified true copy from the Registry of Deeds. So by getting a certified true copy from the Registry of Deeds, you will know who really is the owner of the property. Kung yung nakita mong certified true copy from the Registry of Deeds, i-compare mo yan doon sa hiningi mo doon sa seller mo. So cross-check mo lang kung yung record ng Registry of Deeds is tama or tugma doon sa binigay na copy ng title from the seller. So that's one way of verifying the title from the seller or from the Registry of Deeds. Make sure that the real property tax is updated. Otherwise, pwede mo siyang ibawas sa price na bibilhin mo. Ang real property tax is yearly po siyang binabayaran sa City Hall. You have to check if the association dues or home association dues are paid on time. You can check this one from the Home Administration Office or sa Condominium Association Office. You will just get or request for a statement of accounts from the admin office. You also have to check the utility bills if paid on time. Lahat ba, walang bayad ba ang water, bayad ba ang electricity, etc. Yung na-mention ko kanina. Step number 5, price negotiation. So is the price negotiable? So well, of course, if that is from the developer, you can lower the price by paying in cash. Kasi normally si developer, nagbibigay siya ng 10% discount from the total contract price if you're going to pay in cash. But for secondary market, usually you can ask the owner to negotiate the price. My tips for you in negotiating the price, get as much as 90%, 85 to 90% of the total price. You also have to check, is it within zonal value or higher than zonal value? Also check if that is higher than the market price or lower than market price. So how to check zonal value? Just visit the website bir.gov.ph and then look for or search mo yung zonal value na tab nandito sa left side ng website, and then ida-download mo lang yung Excel file. Hanapin mo yung location, usually city or RDO number ng property. Iko-control F mo lang yung keyboard mo to find for your property para mas mabilis siya. And then look for the residential, naka-RS po yata yung nakasulat dyan. Nakikita mo yung the price indicated on the Excel file is the price per square meter. So if the floor area of the property is 100 square meters, you have to times the zonal value from the BIR times 100 square meters. So you can come up now the price that should be zonal value price. You have to know the zonal value price because you are going to pay the taxes, which I'm going to discuss in the following step. But zonal value doesn't mean it does not dictate the price of the seller. If that is resale, so still si seller pa rin ang masusunod kung ano yung price na gusto niya. But it doesn't mean na mag-insist ka na this is just the zonal value. This is the only price that I'm going to buy with your property. No. Kasi minsan yung zonal value hindi siya updated by the BIR. So you have to know the zonal value because you need to pay for the taxes and other fees. But the selling price should be coming from the seller, and if that is higher than the zonal value, you have to negotiate with the seller para mas mababa yung mabayaran mong tax pag nag-transfer ka ng iyong title. You have to know what are the payments terms or option available. So in the case of developer kasi, in my company which I'm working for, we have different we have flexible payment terms like option like cash, which comes with a discount, normally 10 to 15% discount depending on the numbers of the units or the properties that you are going to buy. We also have flexible easy to own terms like for as low as 10% down payment, you can move in already to your property. Then another 10% split into 24 months, and then 80% on the third year or on the 25th month, either cash or bank financing. If you want to know more about these flexible payment terms, please feel free to comment down below, or you can call me so I can give you more information about easy to own payment terms. For the resale, you have to know if this is cash only. It can be paid through bank financing, or for developers, they also offer in-house financing, but I discourage getting in-house financing because of the interest rates, which is very high compared to the banks. Kasi ang banks, they normally charge 6.5 to 8% for the interest rate per annum, whereas the in-house financing by the developer, I think it starts at 12% to as much as 18% per annum, which is napakalaki siya, or masakit sa bulsa as a buyer. You have to know also the condition of the property. So, our developers, we are also selling old projects like yung mga repossessed units or mga reopened units. Meron kasing mga buyers na hindi nakapag-settle ng kanilang balance in sa unit nila. Let's say, for example, on the third year, they are bound to pay for the 80% balance, which is our developer, which is high-end condominium. So, mas malaki siya compared sa other developers. So, meron kasing mga hindi mo naman alam yung finances mo in the future. So, yung mga hindi nakapagbayad ng balance nila, kinuha siya ulit ng developer. So, in that case, our developer offers as is where is term, wherein you as the buyer can get as much as 7 to 10% discount for the as is where is condition. That would mean the developer will no longer shoulder for the repairs or the renovation of the condominium or the property, but you have to shoulder it by yourself. Kumbaga, ito turn over sa iyo yung unit, kung ano man yung nakita mo, kung ano mang sira ang nandiyan, it's because it has been used by the first buyer. You as the second buyer, you have to get the unit at the as is where is condition, but of course you will get from 7% to 10% discount of the property. This discount, you can use this to pay for your contractor for the labor, for the repairs and renovation of your units. I think that is big enough for the renovation kung mga minimal lang naman ang kailangan. And don't forget, if you are looking for a contractor for your renovation, we have Arreo Contractors, which is a contractor by our company. My brother, who is an engineer, also doing the construction side of our realty. Kasi may mga clients ako before na papagawa ng mga units, so binabato ko siya doon sa aming contractor. Nagre-renovate kami. You can check our Facebook page at Arreo Contractors Inc. or you can visit our website at arreocontractors.com. Step number 6. Taxes to be paid. Sinong magbabayad ng mga taxes? Okay. For the developer, of course, si buyer ang mag-shoulder lahat ng mga taxes like documentary stamp tax, registration, transfer fee, processing fee, miscellaneous. In the case of resale or secondary market, the standard taxes to be paid are si seller, the obligation of the seller is to pay for the capital gains tax, which is 6%, and the broker's professional fee, which is 5%. Step number 7 is the preparation of the letter of intent, the contract to sale, or the deed of absolute of sale. So once you have done, or once you decided to get the unit, you have now to prepare the letter of intent, stating the property, the details of the property that you're going to buy, stating the offer price that you are willing to pay for that property, stating your reservation, stating the balance, how you are going to pay the balance, the terms of payment that you are going to pay. Usually, kapag sa developer lang to, you can reserve the unit as low as 25,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 depending on the property. 100,000 is for high-end condominiums na yan, or for the 50,000. For the resale property, normally ang hinihingi ko sa client ko is 100,000 reservation, non-refundable but form part of the payment, total payment of my buyer. If the buyer decided not to push through with the sale, forfeited yung kanyang reservation in the favor of the seller. However, if the seller refuses to push through the sale, the 100,000 reservation fee is refundable to the buyer. And normally, kapag resale, ang mga clients ko, they are paying in cash or bank financing. So, naka-state lang doon sa letter of intent nila. Don't be confused kasi minsan pagkapareho lang ang details ng letter of intent or contract to sale. Halos magkapareho lang sila. If you want to get a copy of the letter of intent or contract to sell, please comment down below or message me so I can provide you the sample copy of the LOI or the contract to sell or the deed of sale for free. For the contract to sale, I would recommend to include the warranty against hidden defects. So early in step number 6, I had mentioned about the condition of the property that you are going to purchase. So meron kasing mga property na hindi nabebenta, like for example 2 years, na pag nag-ocular ka, ang gandang tingnan ng property, so it's very attractive and the price is within your ideal budget. However, hindi mo nakikita yung mga hidden defects like yung mga water leak or yung mga piping na hindi maayos. So, kapag ginamit mo na or inoccupy mo na yung property at ginamit mo na sila, doon mo na lang ma-find out na may mga water leak na. So, nagsha-shower na yung ceiling ninyo, yung CR nyo, nag-leak na siya. So, you have to include this in your contract to sale or deed of sale. The warranty against hidden defects, this mean that your seller is bound to repair for whatever damages within specific period of time. Let's say for example 6 months or 1 year. So normally 1 year po kasi yun eh. So you have to demand your seller to fix or to repair whatever the damages occurs within 1 year. Otherwise, ask for the discount if the seller is not willing to pay for the repairs of your property. Also include the warranty against eviction of the existing tenants. Kasi there are sellers that are selling their properties with existing tenants. And yung ibang mga tenants, walang mga kontrata. So if you are the new owner and then magpakilala sana and then pinapalayas mo na sila, minsan matitigas ang ulo nila. Grabe ang words. Hindi mo sila basta-bastang mapalayas kasi you don't have a contract or yung seller wala silang contract with their existing tenants. So it should be indicated on your contract to sell or deed of sale the warranty against eviction of the existing tenants. Otherwise, sumakit lang yung ulo mo kasi hindi mo mapaalis yung mga tenants mo. Ikaw pa ang sasabihan ng masama niyan. Kasi pinalayas mo sila. Or magbabanta pa yan sa inyo. So you have to know this one. You have to demand this from your seller. The warranty against eviction for the existing tenants. Anyway, kung gusto mo naman i-continue yung rent nila, so hindi mo na kailangang paalisin yung mga tenants, you have to draft in your contract na renewable siya para at least continuous yung income mo at aware na naman yung mga tenants ninyo na ikaw na yung bagong owner. By the way, if you want a copy of the deed of sale and contract to sell, please feel free to message me or call me or comment down below so I can send you the free sample copy of those letters or documents. Step number 8, payment and signing of the deed of sale. So both parties should sign on the deed of sale. So upon payment of the property, I would suggest na ang bayaran is sa bank kasi to make sure that ako kasi based on my experience kasi, to secure my license, ini-invite ko si seller and si buyer na magbayaran kami sa bank just to check credibility of the payment of my buyer and also to protect both parties na magbabayaran. Kasi what if kapag cash payment term si client and then si buyer and he's going to pay in cash, so how can you make sure na lahat ng cash, for example 4 million yung property, how can you be sure na lahat ng cash na dala niya ay exactly 4 million? Paano kung ang isang bundle binawasan if that is 1,000, ang isang bundle niyan is 100 pieces of 1,000, that is equivalent to 100,000. Paano kung yung isang bundle kinuhaan siya ng tig-iisang 1,000, so the 4,000 hindi na siya eksaktong 4,000. So you have to be at the bank to counter check, ipapacheck mo sa teller sa sa machine kung eksakto yung binayad sa iyo. And in the case of manager's check po kasi, because there are fake buyers nowadays that they are capable of producing manager's check na ka-look-alike lang siya. So, it is safe to pay at the bank so you can endorse it to the manager or anyone in the banks to check kung totoong manager's check ba yung binayad niya. So, in that case, bago kayo lumabas sa bank, na-deposit mo na yung manager's check at good siya to your account just to be safe. So again, both parties should sign on the deed of sale, be it single. Kapag single sila, single ang seller at saka buyer, dalawa sila mag-sign on the deed of sale. If in case of married naman, both si seller, yung husband and wife, should sign on the deed of sale. Hindi pwedeng isa lang. In the case of buyer naman, pwedeng it's either si husband or si wife lang ang magsasign sa deed of sale. Pwedeng sa kanya lang ipapangalan, but with the consent of his or her spouse. Kailangang pipirma din doon si either sa husband or wife doon sa documents. Pero kapag si seller, it should be the husband and wife. Kapag married ka, the property belongs to the community or it belongs kung sa mga previous na law, parang it belongs to the conjugal property na siya. It automatically belongs to both husband and wife yung property ninyo. In the case of legally separated naman po, entry of the judgment subdivision of the property with TCT or CCT. Both seller and buyer. Kapag legally separated po sila, kapag si seller or si buyer is legally separated, the seller or buyer should provide the entry of judgment subdivision of the property with TCT. Kapag in the case of widow or widower naman po, the seller or buyer will secure a certificate of marriage and death certificate po. Settlement of the estate or SPA po. Same thing with the buyer. Kapag widow or widower po, kailangan ng entry of judgment, subdivision of property, settlement of estate or SPA. In the case of international seller or buyer po, all documents that should be signed by both seller or buyer, kailangan po siyang consularized by the Philippine Consulate or Embassy. Kung saan country manggagaling yung documents or saan country yung seller or buyer manggagaling. Or in the case of international transaction po, seller or buyer will secure a document that must be authenticated before the Philippine Consulate or appoint an attorney in fact or mag-appoint siya ng SPA dito sa Philippines. Of course, must be duly authenticated by the Philippine Consulate po kung saan bansa siya located. In case of corporation or juridical person naman po, si seller or si buyer, it must be duly authorized by the board of directors to sell the property. So, dalawang authority yung isi-secure ni buyer or seller. Authority to sell and authority to sign the documents. Or kailangan ng original secretary certificate po. In case of kung ang seller is a corporation. Step number 9, required documents from the seller. So what are the required documents that you are going to get from the seller? First is owner's original duplicate copy of the condominium certificate of title in the case of condominium and transfer certificate of title in the case of house and lot. Certified true copy of tax declaration, secured mo ito from the seller, makukuha to ni seller from the treasurer's office at binabayaran to niya yearly. Copy of the current real estate tax receipt po. So, there should be a proof from the seller na bayad siya sa kanyang real property tax. You get also the tax identification number or yung TIN ID from your seller kasi kailangan po yun pag nag-notarize po kayo ng inyong deed of sale to the notary public. Pwedeng original or pwedeng photocopy with 3 specimen signature. Sidula. Kailangan din po ng sidula. Pwedeng hindi na, but of course, you have to ask this document from your seller kung pwede silang mag-secure. Very important note, beware of the fraud transaction, fake seller, fake buyer. Madami yan sa society natin ngayon. Madami yan sa industry natin. Beware of the fake title. I will create another vlog. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell notification just in case i-release ko yung gagawa ko ng vlog separate for how to detect fake title. Abangan nyo yung vlog ko na yan. So you will know as the buyer kung ano yung mga how to detect kung ito bang title na ito is fake or not. Okay? Step number 10 is payment of the capital gains tax. So again, si seller, in the normal transaction, si seller ang magbabayad ng capital gains tax. That is 6% of the zonal value versus market value, whichever is higher. Yun yung basis ni BIR for the computation of the capital gains tax. Capital gains tax should be paid within 30 days from the date of signing of the documents or notarization of the deed of sale. Payment of the documentary stamp tax. So, payment of documentary stamp tax should be done 5th day of the following month. For example, this month of September, kung ngayon yung na-close yung transaction or ngayon kayo nagpirmahan ng deed of sale, the documentary stamp tax is due for payment next month, which is October 5. For the computation, you can ask your broker or you can check at the website of the BIR for the sample computation. But to be sure, ask for an assessment from the BIR office. After the payment of capital gains tax and documentary stamp tax, you have now to pay the registration and transfer fee dun sa registry of deeds. So again, ask for an assessment from this agency para alam mo yung magkano yung babayaran mo. Normally, from the documentary stamp tax, transfer tax registration, that is shouldered by the buyer. Siya na magbabayad nun. All in all, in the normal transaction, seller will pay approximately 11% from the selling price. And buyer will pay approximately 3 to 4% on top of the selling price. And then the releasing of title is normally it will take yung early, based on my experience, earlier is 2 months. But for the developer, it normally takes 6 months to 1 year to release. So, depending on how busy yung mga agencies sa government natin to process your title, it depends sa kanila. So, you have to make sure to follow up the documents lang from time to time. Thank you for sticking with me. Did I miss anything? If yes, please comment down below and I will answer all your questions. Did you get value from this video? If yes, please don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you've never missed any of my future videos. Also, don't forget to check our website, arreorealty.com, for your real estate investment. Thank you for being here and we'll see you in our next video.